here I want to show you my model, which is called Extreme Business Agility. And basically what it says is that any change you want to do in an organization, and you want people to feel safe, and you want people to change constantly and adapt, it has to follow or needs to include 5 ingredients, right? The first one is what we call mental agility. So people in the organization have to be comfortable with reframing problems, with seeing the problem from different perspectives. And this is something we generally, and I talk in the book, that we generally recommend how to reframe problems, see problems from different perspectives. There are many techniques for reframing. And then when you do this reframing, you start seeing problems from other perspectives. It increases what we call neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is how your neurons connect, right? So I have a belief that if people in a company do not have mental agility, then it's impossible for them to be agile in other areas. And this is one area that every coach and every change agent, every manager has to see, understand what mental agility is, and try to see which technique we have. And it's kind of the foundation for any other kind of agility, right? The second kind of agility we have is the social agility, how people are going to support each other, how is the physical or virtual environment, right? How these people are going to connect in the day-to-day in a social way. They are going to talk to each other, they're going to be supported, they're going to make sure that if they have a problem, they talk to them and they solve the problem as a team, right? And the company support the social agility. Then we have what we call outcomes agility. That is basically how we adjust the strategy or the budget in the company to change radically. For example, imagine you are doing one product and the product does not work. How we start doing another product and people feel safe, right? How we can change the strategy and people can feel safe. I know these also have a certain areas that we need to work on. That, for example, people need to understand why we change the strategy. People need to be involved in the budgeting. Everyone. We need to make sure also that if anything changes, people understand as soon as possible, and people still feel safe, right? And then we have the structural agility, which is how the processes in the company are going to support these people, right? And this is something that, for example, we can create lean and easy processes. If you are going to change someone's role, involve those people into the creation of the role. And structural agility are companies where they can change the procedure from one day to another and people feel comfortable. Again, we are talking about people having a high level of psychological safety, right? And finally, we have the technical agility, which is DevOps, testing, Scrum, or whatever you do in the technical area to make sure the company can change. So every change we need to make in the organization, and this is what it brings resilience to the company. So every change we make in the company, we need to make sure, if you want to be able to change and if you want to be able to affect in a positive way to the organization, that any change touches or affects these 5 different areas. Obviously, if people are not mental agile, they are not mentally agile, they are not going to be able to change. If people around there, the social, they don't support that person, it's going to be harder, right? If we change the strategy and people do not understand why, then something is wrong. If the processes do not support this person and this team, things are not going to work in the right way. And if you don't have technical agility where you produce software or any tool with high levels of quality and in a sustainable way, nothing of this is going to work, right? So how it works? So basically what we do is every company, we're going to work with an organizational improvement backlog, and we're going to start analyzing the changes in these 5 layers. And then we're going to start creating this backlog and start making sure that when we create this backlog, this organizational improvement backlog, we start having in mind these 5 different layers. And the most important thing when you have these 5 different layers is that you make sure that you ask for any of these items if this item is going to improve organizational health.